game, in my opinion. So here we go. We move forward. Let's talk about the Chiefs, who keep cruising with a 27-20 win over the Vikings, improving 2-4-1 on the season. The defending Super Bowl champs are looking forward to just keep on keeping this thing rolling. But I think that this is a team that is actually testing their actual skill level at this point, because in reality, I truly do feel that this team is coasting, to be honest with you. They played against a Minnesota team that just got kind of overwhelmed there at the end of the game, but Minnesota was in this game most of the game. Minnesota just has a terrible defense. When you look at the numbers in this game, their defense gave up 333 total yards yesterday. 266 of those came from the passing game yesterday. But the biggest thing that killed me with the Vikings yesterday was the 4 penalties that they had. But compared to the 10 penalties that the Chiefs had for 86 yards, people can't keep using that excuse that they're doing favors for the Chiefs, because they're truly not. The Chiefs had 10 penalties yesterday, and that was 6 more than the Vikings, and they still won the game by 7 points. Also, they ran 4 less plays than the Vikings, 68-64. So when you really look at it, you say to yourself, how do they keep winning? It's because Patrick Mahomes spreads the wealth. You look at the way that he sets up for this. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 receivers that he threw the ball to yesterday. And Kelce still was able to get all his catches. He got 10 catches, 67 yards, but he was able to get other guys involved as well too. And this is what makes Patrick Mahomes everybody's favorite quarterback in a lot of ways, because he shares the wealth. It's not always just about Travis Kelce. It's about who's open and who's going to catch that ball at that moment. That's why the Chiefs keep being much better than everybody else. They use everybody that's a part of the roster, literally. You can't be on the Chiefs if you're not going to contribute. And that's what happens when you play on championship teams. If you're not going to contribute, you might as well go play in the USFL, XFL, so you can get yourself some real playing time. But in the NFL, when you got everybody involved, everybody's having fun, that's what really produces a winning culture. Isaac Pacheco, again, had a pretty solid game, 16 rushes on 55 yards. Also had a catch for 9 yards yesterday for 64 total yards. So that's pretty good. And I feel like Pacheco's somebody that is very, very significant in making this team go. And that's exactly what they needed to move forward. I know that they had other running backs here in the Mahomes era that were very insignificant, but with Pacheco, he stands out because he's just an absolute baller. If you have Pacheco on any other team in the NFL that was running back needy, he would be the leader of their team and probably the best player on their team as well too. So, he's an absolute gem to have. You know what I mean? Because let's keep it real. He was one of the better running backs in college football, and I did see him play at Rutgers, and I used to always be impressed, like, damn, Pacheco, stop. You know what I mean? Because he's going that hard. But they just got everything in place. They got everything right, and that's something that you do have to commend. Also, you look at the Vikings real quick. You have a Vikings team that they're 1-4, but they shouldn't panic. They really shouldn't panic. And fans shouldn't panic, because being 1-4 at this point absolutely means nothing. There's teams that go 1-4 at the end of the year and wind up still making the playoffs. So pretty much they're not a front runner this year. But you look at their schedule, their next 5 games, they're tough, but they're very winnable at the same time too. Chicago, San Francisco, Green Bay, Atlanta, and New Orleans. They can win 4 out of 5 of those games. Let's keep it real. Let's not act like they can't. They absolutely can. So when you look at the schedule and them moving forward, it's not that ugly. You feel what I'm saying? It's not that ugly like where it is for the Panthers or other teams that are sitting at the bottom tier of the NFC at this point. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead